Hello, friends. My name is Nero, and my computer apparently just took heroin.
That explains a lot, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I am here with Herr What's
Hey, children!
and G Money.
Hi, adults.
And we're gonna be reading shit for you guys.
Finally, because we've been trying to work out the kinks in this for, I don't know, like 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was more like 10, actually.
I couldn't tell. I was on the end of trying to get my fucking microphone to work.
Well, we spent like 20 minutes shooting the shit, and then we spent
And then-
10 working out your technical difficulties, so...
Yeah, those are some really heavy kinks.
Nope, we only spent 5 figuring out that you
Kinky.
were a robot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, so we're gonna be reading stuff for you guys right now. And
Namely,
first-
starting with a
Goddamn.
story that me and my idiot friends from the Doompie Network wrote. It's called Sleipniir's Ugly Face Kills Everyone.
Oh God.
The
Nope.
description is... Lord Emil creates an apocalypse by having oral sex with Big Macintosh, and then everyone dies because Sleipnir is so ugly.
Wait, what? With Big Macintosh, actually. You didn't pronounce it right.
Actually, that is how it is spelled.
Oh.
He's
isn't
named...
there usually an A in Macintosh?
No, it is actually... He's named after a kind of apple that is spelled McIntosh, but pronounced Macintosh.
'Cause I always
Yeah,
thought
but the
Mac-
character is spelled with an A in it, isn't he?
If you're naming him after the kind of apple, no. I'm pretty
Let's
sure...
just get on with
I'm
the
pretty
story.
sure they're naming him after the kind of apple, so I always write it like that.
Right,
Either
whatever.
way, this story has 108 views and 39 dislikes. And it's
Wow.
only 1,070 words, and it is the most...
Yes, he is actually right. The wiki says it's MCINTOSH.
Oh,
That is the proper spelling of the apple Macintosh.
Let's just read the story.
Alright, so...
Wow, I've never known Nero to be right on something. Shoot.
Alright, so...
Wow, that just got recorded.
Let's just give the main 6 to G Money, and then all the random characters that have no correlation with anything to Hair.
Oh God.
And then since I'm the author of the story, I'll be the narrator. And I'm going to try and not squirt MLG juice out of my nose because I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
Okay, anyway, let's go.
Squirt juice. At least it's out of your nose.
It's the end of the world as we know it. Author's note. No pony was hurt.
Oh my, and I just got tossed in the Shark Tank.
No pony was hurt in the making of this fanfiction. All rights reserved to Lord Emil and his gigantic rooster. Lord Emil's donation page, and then there is an actual link. Also,
Wait, why do you have a donation page?
that's not mine. That's my old buddy Amir's donation page. I donated a penny to him once.
I think people are actually donating to that page.
No, they don't. Everyone, there are 8 likes on this story. Also, I regret nothing, and Belial has finally realized I've been shooting him messages this whole time.
Oh my God.
Never mind. Fanfic by Doompie Network, number 1.5, Prologue. Lord Emil whipped out his glorious sausage. It was
It
4
was sweet Italian.
It was 4 inches in diameter and 15 inches in length. Big Macintosh's mouth made an O, his lips curling slightly at their termination.
Oh my God.
He had never before seen such an immaculate sausage. Lord M.C. Girth Emil inched his tantalizing sausage closer to Big Mac's eager mouth.
Oh my God.
Neither of them could have imagined the terrible consequences. Consequences that would be lethal
And
on the moon!
Oh my God, why the all caps?
I don't know.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, obviously.
That's what she said. What?
It turns out.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's,
Well then, it's that kind of a story.
Oh dear Jesus. Nero! I
Yeah.
want my mommy!
Give me a second.
God damn it, Belial.
Everyone had hot dogs.
Yes, this is, alright. War.
Fuck the pain away, oh man.
War never changes. It had consumed our home, a war fought by foreign aggressors. Every pony got naked and started fucking each other wildly with no mercy.
What?
Everyone ended up getting STDs or impregnated.
Everyone has AIDS! AIDS!
All the babies died of exploding. I killed many of these ponies.
Oh my,
Heads
wait.
filled with whipped cream. Somebody put a sentence in the middle of my all the babies died of exploding heads filled with whipped cream sentence. What do I feel? What do I say? Fuck you. It all goes away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. That's what they did all night long.
Oh my god, I did not know we stepped into a bar in New York.
Man.
Everyone's
Like
penises.
something Duhad would not put on his channel.
It's gonna be something he puts on his channel now. Everyone's penises began to inflate.
I feel bad for participating in this.
Oh god,
Then they
why is my
explode.
penis made of air all of a sudden?
Then they exploded, and everyone had hot dogs. What do I feel?
Yeah.
What do I say? In the end, it all goes away.
Oh my god.
This was the world everyone came to know. As reproduction came to a halt, those that were left either had to learn from the sins of the progenitors or die all the same. Few chose not to engage in intercourse, as one of the most common STDs, pony AIDS, had the interesting side effect of a perpetual orgasm.
What? How?
The ponies became complacent. All of them. All but one. 9 months earlier.
So basically this is Children of Men, the pony version.
Nope. This is going to just get weird.
Uh-oh.
9 months earlier, Fluttershy, Applejack, and Rainbow Dash stood around an innocuous headstone, the headstone of Carl the Corn Farmer.
What?
They collectively shook their heads, wondering why there was a fucking corn farmer alive, buried in a hole in the ground while wearing assless chaps and clown makeup.
Oh my god, that's where it came from!
As the trio continued on through the Ponyville Cemetery and Circus Emporium, Twilight's statue loomed over the nearing hills. Applejack removed her tattooed extension and sat down beneath the statue. She began to slowly rub herself on the front.
Oh my... Why?
Rainbow Dash shot her in the face with a Mossberg, splattering AJ's gray matter all over the Twilight statue's plaque.
Oh my god.
Twilight Sparkle died of ovarian cancer and shit which she contracted from a massive orgy with her friends. Rainbow Dash cackled.
My sweet revenge will be yours for the taking. It's in the taking. It's in the making, baby. We'll make all the babies.
Oh my god.
Prologue 2.
Wait, what? Where was the first prologue?
I don't know.
Where was any prologue?
This is where it just literally goes everywhere.
The story already makes no sense if people die.
Yeah.
My characters are all dead.
It already is about to go everywhere even further. Jesus was hungry. He grabbed a leg of horse and began to stuff it in his mouth, chewing like he had never chewed on anything before, which he had, like, 5 minutes before, when he was hungry before this.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I will kill you all with Sexy Time McPhee,
said Lord Emil.
What the fuck?
And then...
Wow.
Oh my god!
Next one.
Okay, I have to come up with the right voice for this now. There's a snake in my boot. I'm sorry, Jesus, but it's time to die.
Said Andy the Atheist from Toy Story down the street.
What?
Andy whipped out his dick and started doing a helicopter.
Oh my god, what?
He slowly lifted off the ground and then exploded into ketchup, which formed into a train and began to dance. The dancing train suddenly fell over screaming.
Matilda!
Rainbow Dash landed on the fallen ketchup train. G-Money.
Take that, Phyllis.
Phyllis.
She
shouted, growing a mustache from her nose.
What the fuck?
Okay,
I'm going off the rails on the fucked up train masters.
Oh my god, what the fuck even is this?
That is a great question.
I'm gonna play my... Actually, no. I'm gonna play my saxophone.
Said Eric Clapton.
He doesn't play saxophone! What the fuck?
Pinkie Pie came in on a flying NES cartridge that said that one game you used to play when you were stoned off your balls.
Oh, that's the cartridge.
And chopped off Eric's head with a machete made of cottage cheese.
You know what this is reminding me of, weirdly?
A bad acid trip.
No, this is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny.
Except it makes even less sense.
Oh.
Somehow!
Wow,
Rainbow Dash flew over to Pinkie, who dropped her machete and grabbed Rainbow Dash by the mane, yanking her in and shoving each other's tongues into the other's mouths. Tito, the dancing ketchup train, stood up and flew off with his head flapping side to side. Then Emil found his GF, Angela, and made out with her in the middle of class.
Oh, yeah.
Then she got pregnant with the child of shining armor.
What? How'd you get on with the story?
Wait.
Then Emil found his GF, Angela, and made out with her in the middle of class for the second time in 2 paragraphs.
Oh my god.
Jesus came surfing in for da booty, but Andy the Atheist came up behind Jesus and laid his left leg right off. Emil's dick burst out of his jeans, clotheslining the unsuspecting atheist.
Oh my god.
Angela started to suck it so hard and got on top of him. Just then, Jesus started to hit Angela in the arse with Andy's arm, and Emil killed Jesus with a turkey sandwich.
What? It died for the turkey sandwich's sins?
What the fuck? Everyone.
Why are we reading this today? Why are we reading this today?
You know what? I don't even want to know.
Because I remembered it existed. And Duhad's not here.
Oh my god.
See,
now for another scene, for another inconspicuous scene.
Shit.
Rarity shot up out of bed in a cold sweat, her vagina burning like a crab with herpes.
What the? Oh my god, it's a wall of text!
Applejack was under the blankets, pleasuring the burning pussy of Rarity. That would explain the crabs that were soaking the already wet sheets.
Oh my god.
Then Lord Emil came back in pony form and was behind Rarity, winky face. He stuck his massive throbbing 100% all beef thermometer into her asshole, going straight up until it came out of her mouth.
Oh, ew, no!
The DNA rifle was too big, so Rarity split in half.
What the fuck?
She started waving it around until it hit Applejack in the face, breaking her jaw like a concrete condom. Like a concrete condom. He uses Trojan Mac, extra long, still not long enough, so he has them custom made. It costs him thousands of dollars a month to get them made and delivered, so he has a PayPal where he can get donations.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's
Twilight woke up and looked over at her guest bed. She grabbed an AK-47 out from inside her spleen and started shouting while screaming, "Get out of my house!" Oh wait, no, that's G-Punny.
Get out of my house, you donkey-faced donkey with the face of a donkey.
What?
Hair is getting thrown in all the Shark Tanks.
Oh my god!
Lord Emil got out a .95 JDJ rifle and activated his bulletproof ball sack, which formed into a chicken in front of him.
What?
He then shot Twilight in the face with the 1-inch caliber bullet, proceeding to shoot her again afterwards in the uterus, causing her arms to fall off.
Wait, what?
James walked in and asked what was going on, and then was like, OMFG, Twilight.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
OMFG, Twilight is best pony!
So Emil shot James in the head. Then Sleipniir walked in and yelled,
OMFG is the 11.90 JDJ rifle!
Then he killed everyone with his ugly face.
His name is
The end!
You know what? Let's just move on to the next story we have lined up.
That was terrible.
What even the fuck was that?
That was what happens when you make a rule in a Google document that you cannot delete anyone else's writing.
That's what happens.
Oh my god, dude! What the fuck
Nero
is wrong with you?
This is what happens when we let Nero pick the story and let's read.
It was only 1,000 words, and this has only been 15 minutes. So,
It's still like brain cancer of the soul. Jesus, Duhad would have never let that happen.
alright. Since this one was Hare's choice, let's let him be the narrator.
Okay, yeah, and this one is interesting. This is actually a fic that got deleted, but I know the author, so I actually saved it to a PDF, so it's no longer deleted.
Satan approves.
You're right, it is deleted on Fanfiction.
Yeah, Satan approves. Anyway.
I clicked on the link out of curiosity, and it gave me a virus.
Yeah. So this is a story called Voyages of the Soul by one the Lord Octavarius. Or Octavarius Kaiser Scott, as I like to call him. Let's just say I know some of the stuff. Okay, so I'm the narrator, and I guess G-Money is still the main six.
Ooh.
And then I will be all the hideous OCs.
Yes. All right. Let's start.
So,
Chapter 1,
right.
Voyages of the Soul. When the status quo comes crashing down, the character progression and insanity begins. Only Season 1 and parts of Season 2 exist in this universe. Everything thereafter does not. So if you think Twilight lives in an ugly-ass castle instead of a library, promptly fuck off. Wasn't she still living in the library through most of Season 3?
Yeah, but I think he meant to include Season 4 as a part of that, so also Twilight is apparently not the princess.
Yeah, anyway, let's see.
Don't know what
Voyages of the Soul.
Whose line is that? It's hard to tell.
I think that's probably Twilight Sparkle.
Okay.
Twilight Sparkle.
Rainbow, wake up!
Rainbow Dash peeled open her lovely Ceres eyes and gently propped herself upright.
Onto her lovely,
Ceres...
voluptuous hindquarters.
Lovely Ceres eyes. Be prepared, you're gonna get a lot of that. Was that Twilight she just heard calling out to her? Of course, it might have just been the end of a dream.
Where you were having sex with Twilight, because... Rainbow Dash, wake up, I can't take it.
Perhaps she was dreaming right now at this very moment and just didn't realize it yet. After loosing an enormous yawn, she began to survey her surroundings, her eyelids weighed down by tiredness.
An enormous yawn. Wow, okay,
Yeah.
that English.
Oh god, it gets better. Swirling navy blue walls, a checkered floor, and supporting pillars met her weary gaze. Stood against the wall was a dresser on which action figures of Daring Do and her various rivals took pose. On the floor, the vibrant cover of Daring Do and the Gelded Hallows sprung out at her.
Okay, wait. Did he just use a semicolon correctly?
Yes, I think he did.
Well, I'm gonna give props to him for that, but you know that's a hard thing to do.
No, he doesn't deserve any props.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving him props for that, but only that.
Okay.
Well,
he still doesn't deserve
props.
props.
The baddies
Anyway,
just listen to people.
Yeah. And she distinctly remembered plowing through several chapters last night before blacking out.
Plowing.
What was she drinking at the same time? It's like Markiplier playing Five Nights at Fuckboys. He takes a shot before every episode starts, and speaking of which, I need to watch the next episode of that.
Oh god.
I need to watch the first episode of that.
You need to freaking watch the shit out of that, because that is
a lot. in my depression lately, I've been watching a lot of Markiplier, so...
Yeah, I have been watching a ton of Markiplier lately, and Five Nights at Fuckboys looks like one of the most interesting games ever. It is not at all what you would ever expect. Moving on.
Anyway, well, nothing bizarre about this scene. The room was very much Dash's own, and she was very much in the present time. She didn't anything further from Twilight as well, which was incentive enough to wriggle back under the covers and bury her head into that plush pillow. However, her apprised slumber turned out to be short-lived once Twilight's voice rang out again, loud and clear.
Well, now we know it was Twilight's voice.
Yeah.
Don't make me teleport in there, Rainbow Dash. You need to get up immediately. This is urgent.
This is urgent. You must get up immediately. The Fuhrer is calling us.
All right.
Okay. I'm getting up. Dash called back. Sheesh.
She flung the covers from her body, taking a moment to stretch out her limbs, producing a series of snaps and pops, and then flapped lazily out of her quarters. Down the stairs she went with yawns aplenty, entering a living room that was just as threadbare as the rest of her cloud home. An askew closet door revealed her gala dress hung up beside her blue winter vest, both products of Rarity's expert sewing. Neighboring this was the golden fleece she won at the Best Young Flyers competition, resting atop an equine bust. Dash took the handle of the wooden front door in her mouth and tugged it open. The bright rays of morning instantly zinged through, forcing her eyes shut and leaving colorful patterns on her retinas. Once her vision melted back into clarity, the purple smudge floating nearby became a hot air balloon with its owner Twilight Sparkle glaring out from the pink basket. To say she looked stressed out would be quite the understatement.
I'm sorry, I was hardly paying attention because that was just too goddamn purple for me to care.
I know, right?
Besides, it didn't sound important.
No, like, you want to know the best thing? In some of this author's earlier writing, he used an archaic term.
M-bomb point.
Yes.
Yeah, you told me, and he used it not only as an adjective when it's a noun, but he used it to describe the fatness of a black person, when it's normally a word for a fleshy mass, normally a breast. So he was basically saying, this black man looks like he's just a gigantic pile of titties.
Yep.
Titties everywhere.
Anyway.
It just reminds me of a picture that says, I like big girls, because no matter where you grab them, it always feels like titties.
On with the story!
Going on.
Moving swiftly onward. There you are!
She declared.
Her voice is going to change every 5 seconds.
She coded the declaration that that was exactly where she was.
Yeah. Anyway.
Why'd you wake me up so early, Twilight?
Dash asked, rubbing her eyes.
I don't have any weather duties today. Ha ha ha, she said duty.
Thank you, Billy.
We've got an emergency, that's why. Oh.
A little smirk found its way onto the Pegasus's face.
An emergency, huh? What, did Spike get his head stuck in the toilet again? Oh, what the fuck?
What?
Wow, I don't know why that's an emergency. What, did Spike get his head stuck in the toilet again? Or did Derpy drop another washing machine on some pony? Well.
Yeah, because we all know she does that so frequently.
Yeah.
It happened only to Twilight, actually.
And that wasn't even a washing machine. That was a piano.
Yeah, it was a piano. Yeah.
Because we gotta go... The show goes with the cliche, because the cliche, that's a cliche that can be accepted as, you know...
And there he went away.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
Anyway.
It's far more grave than either of those scenarios. I'm afraid I've just received a letter from Princess Celestia a few minutes ago, and well, look!
Twilight produced a scroll from her saddlebag and levitated it over to her friend, unraveling the paper when it was but inches from her face. Which would make it hard to read and would probably give Rainbow Dash a paper cut, but let's not go there. Dash leaned closer to discern the cursive text, reading aloud.
Dear Twilight Sparkle, actually, whose line would that be? Would that be Nero's?
No.
Well, technically, Rainbow Dash is reading it aloud.
Oh, okay. Dear Twilight Sparkle, my most faithful student, my apologies for the short notice, but 2 persons of great importance to me are scheduled to arrive in Ponyville today, one of whom shall be a permanent resident there.
Oh boy.
I shall be arriving as well, so please organize the townsfolk into preparing a welcoming party, quotation mark. I look forward to seeing you again. Yours, Princess Celestia. P.S. Try not to worry too much. Huh. Wonder who they are and why they're important enough to need a celebration. I mean, nobody celebrated when I moved to Ponyville, except Pinkie Pie, but that's a headache I don't want to remember.
Because everybody hates Pinkie Pie.
Well,
Everybody
there's a very simple
hates
answer
Chris.
to that question. Because Gary Stu.
Because everybody hates Chris. Okay.
No. It's everybody hates Chris.
Oh man, let's do more purple prose. Haven't the faintest,
said Celestia's protege after doing away with the letter.
But that's not important.
She killed the letter.
She done it in.
She just took out a lighter, burned it. It's like, not gonna need that anymore.
I am so smart. I am so smart.
S-M-R-T.
S-M-A-R-T.
S-M-A-T.
Spat.
I don't know about you, but I want to smat this guy.
Anyway.
What is?
But that's not.
But that's not important. What is important is that you get the sky cleared up ASAP. I want it absolutely spotless. Let's get you work on your day off. Yeah.
Dash breathed a gentle sigh.
The princess said not to worry, Twilight, and you're worrying. Fuck you. That's what that translates to. She said not to worry too much. My worry is now only moderate.
Twilight, come on, don't act like me.
Twilight said with a self-assuring nod. I'd hate to see what you call worrying too much.
I'm the bastard who talks like that. Nobody likes it. Except for the people who do like it.
Oh, God.
Well, let me jump in the
like
shower
that.
first.
Ooh, let me jump in there with you.
You don't want me smelling like Fluttershy's cottage down there. Wow.
What? Oh, my God.
Yes, excellent idea. Our guests will surely appreciate good hygiene.
Twilight smiled and clapped her hooves together, and after reigniting her balloon's burner... Wait.
That makes you go up.
Yeah, and after setting off again for her library, while Rainbow Dash trudged in the opposite direction, grumbling, her own destination being the restroom.
I guess she doesn't have one in her own house.
Yeah, whatever. Chapter 1, A Fateful Meeting. With the turn of the knob, the spray from the silver nozzle ceased at once. Dash emerged from behind the shower... Dash emerged from behind the shower curtain, foregoing the use of a towel and instead shaking out her sopping wet body, the cloud surface below absorbing the droplets of water. She afforded a quick grin to the foggy mirror before making a sprightly exit. At the staircase, she hopped onto the banister and proceeded to grind her way down like Sonic! Da-da-da-da-da! Sonic, he's got an attitude! Until she reached the end, whereupon she somersaulted, drawing her wings at the last moment for a slow yet perfect landing.
The question is, what did she grind?
The banister.
I mean, like, on her body.
Don't worry
She grinded it on her ass!
She likes
you gotta say that with the AVGN voice. Her ass!
Haven't you seen
her ass!
Equestria Bound?
Yeah, anyway.
I'm not Equestria Bound, the other one.
Earthbound?
The other bad... No, the really bad one that has Rainbow taking it up the ass.
Banned from Equestria Daily?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. I also saw the anal scene with Big Mac.
Okay.
I didn't...
Right?
Wow.
That's a very secret part of the game. That's just weird.
Anyway.
Okay. Yep.
She thought aloud as she swaggered into the kitchen. When did she turn into Ducky?
Since when was swaggered a term?
She's black.
No, that's more of the term you use when you're white and you want to be black.
She's a wigger.
Wow.
Did you just say she's a wigger?
Maybe or maybe not.
What?
Did you just
No,
repeat it?
T-Buddy!
Why'd you repeat it out loud? Shit.
Because
my
I
God.
heard you say it, and I was just confused on whether you actually decided to say that or not.
Oh, God. On with the story, please. We still have like 5 more pages of this crap to read. Actually, 6 more pages. 5 once we finish this one.
Tank, time for nunnies.
What the fuck?
She announced. Wait, what? Oh, God. This was followed by a series of kissing sounds. Something she wouldn't dare do outside the privacy of her home.
What was she kissing?
Within moments, the telltale whipping sounds filled the air, and Dash's pet tortoise hovered precariously into view, held aloft by a magic-powered rotor, his beady eyes masked by little flight goggles. He sat down before his owner, taking an eternity to draw a joyful expression. Mirroring the sentiment, Dash popped open the lid to the reptile treats can and shook a couple onto her hoof.
Come on, big boy. Bag. Bag. That's it.
That's what she said.
Perverted.
Tank attempted to stand on his hind legs, only to fall flat on his shell. He rocked back and forth like a spinner that had lost momentum? What?
Good enough.
I think I get what he's trying to say, but he's not doing it right.
Yeah,
that would imply that Tank is literally spinning around in circles, like slowing down.
Yeah.
At the speed of sound.
Slowing down at the speed of sound.
Got places to go, gotta find out my way now. She said, depositing the treats into his mouth and flipping him back upright.
Mom's gotta go blast. Oh, Mom's. I guess that's written weirdly, but anyways, Mom's gotta go blast some clouds out of the sky, alright? But when I get back, we'll go down to the pond for a dip. Promise. Things that will never happen.
Yes. Dash lovingly nuzzled her snout against Tank's before galloping back into the living room. She threw the door open, stepping out into a soundless morning. The Pegasus dug her hooves into the plush foundation of her home, giving her rump a wiggle, like a cat would when about to spring at something. With a powerful beat from her wings,
I can actually advocate that a cat does do that.
Yeah.
I can as well.
Yeah,
I just
with a powerful
it's used to describe a pony.
Oh, yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Especially when normally in this kind of story, a pony wiggling its ass means something else.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
With a powerful beat from her wings, she catapulted into the air, leaving behind her a trail of technicolored vapor. What? Technicolored vapor.
Yep. She left a rainbow behind her.
She left a gigantic...
Red card number 453!
She left a gigantic trailing gay flag coming out of her ass.
Was she like pissing all over the clouds, I guess?
Oh, whatever. This is what she loved most. More than a well-earned victory, mingling with the Wonderbolts, or even having her daring do books signed by the author. Flight. Dash sealed her eyes, relishing the feel of a cool breeze coursing through her mussed hair, between her wing feathers, along her sleek body, all of which were still slightly damp from her raging shower. Her dreamy spell to an end, Wait, okay, I think that's actually a fragment.
Yeah.
Her dreamy spell to an end, though, once she remembered her reason for being airborne.
Also, technicolored is not a word. So, I just figured that out.
I didn't think it was. It should be technicolor.
I didn't think so either.
It's just Technicolor.
What's a poetic license in this? Anyway.
There's also that half-assed...
She lowered her sights to see scores of candy-colored equines promenading the streets of Ponyville, each with their own task, the howling wind and added altitude muting any of their chatter. Zipping up to a small wisp of cloud, Dash settled back into the routine of a weather pony, a routine she'd been assigned ever since moving to Ponyville from Cloudsdale. With a simple chop of her hoof, the wisp burst in an instant, and she zipped off to find her next target. Meanwhile, oh my god, there's so much narration. Oh my god.
I'm happy I'm not the narrator.
Yes. Meanwhile, Twilight Sparkle sat in the yard of Fluttershy's cottage with her draconic assistant, Spike. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Draconic. I have no words. Go on. Just keep going.
Yep!
Let's forget that ever happened.
Yeah. Her draconic assistant, Spike, along with the Yellow Pegasus herself. All three remained silent, their focus on the magnifying glass floating before them. A myriad of animals watched from afar, their heads tilted in curiosity. Sorry. Whereas Fluttershy appeared ecstatic, Twilight and Spike could only trade puzzled stares as to what they were supposed to be hearing for the past 10 minutes. A dozen or so black specks were gathered below, who would otherwise be invisible if it wasn't for the glass being held aloft by Twilight. Oh my, what? Oh dear God. They were the Flea Harmonic Orchestra. Literally fleas dressed in fancy suits playing minute instruments.
Let me play you a sad song on the world's smallest violin.
Damn it, Nero, you stole my joke!
I'm going to commit Sudoku. Not super.
You're going to commit Sudoku.
Yes.
Once the conductor lowered his baton and head, and the music had apparently come to a close, Fluttershy cheered and gave a round of gentle stomps to the earth. Then she turned to Twilight and Spike, beaming at them.
So what did you think? Personally, I thought it was quite wonderful, considering it was a spur-of-the-moment piece. Oh, good, I get to talk to myself.
There's apparently a song by a band called Tool called Hooker with a Penis. Go on.
Yes, the band Tool is from the 90s.
Yeah. Also, considering it was a spur-of-the-moment piece, honey, it's called an improvisation, dumbass!
Music major to the rescue.
Yes.
It was, well, how do I put this? Twilight bit her bottom lip.
Yeah.
Twilight bit her bottom.
I'm not. Twilight bit her bottom lip, trying to find the words that wouldn't veer into insensitive territory. Still, she couldn't just sugarcoat the matter. This was an important event, after all. She cleared her throat and continued.
No offense, but I think we ought to stick with birds for a welcoming theme. My ears couldn't pick up any of that. Oh, look, Nero's only line.
Same,
said Spike.
He sounded like
Fluttershy gasped and cupped her mouth, her blue-green eyes slowly trailing down to the orchestra, as though she was about to be reprimanded. Then without warning, she threw herself to the ground and made a begging motion with her hooves.
No, please don't. She didn't mean it. Like, Twilight, say you're sorry, please. Wow, that doesn't sound like her at all, actually.
It really doesn't.
I'm sorry?
She replied. Her tone more...
today.
Oh, God. She replied, her tone more uncertain than sentimental. The urgency of this situation was quite lost on her.
They don't believe you!
Fluttershy
if the damage is done, you can't do it again. What the hell?
Wow, okay.
Okay.
Fluttershy in all caps.
Wait. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Nero, do we need to take you to the mental hospital?
It's just the comment on one of the Duhad April Fool's video. I put the comment, Satan does not approve, and Satan replied 6 minutes ago saying nope, and he also does not approve of others speaking for him. Since when did I get another YouTube account and not know who was using it?
Leo changed his name on his.
Anyway,
Second
the other pony wailed. She proceeded to twist and writhe about, pleading desperately all the while for the police to stop their advance towards the pond. But it was all for naught. A flurry of infinitesimal circlets broke across the water for a few seconds, as if pelted by the smallest of raindrops. After
Goodness.
Oh my god, this prose is so purple. After one last lonely ripple, the surface became moon still again. The librarian and her assistant just stood rooted in place, dumbfounded as to how quickly the scene had escalated, to say nothing of how little it took. Fluttershy rose weakly from the pond side, tears soaking her cheeks, sand clinging to her underside. That's what she said?
Yeah.
Fluttershy apparently has a sandy vagina. Oh god, I can't believe I just said that.
Wow.
She might also have a lot of vagina.
Wow, that was you who said that, not me nor Nero. And usually we're the inappropriate ones. Wow.
Wow. With a sniffle, she wasted no time in galloping back to her cottage, the long bangs of her pink mane obscuring her face. Her friends jolted out of their confusion at the sound of the cottage door slamming shut. Another incomplete sentence, by the way.
Dear me. Such a fucking
Muttered Twilight.
lie.
Wait, what?
Seen mass suicide born from minor criticism.
You could say it was pathetic.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Spike declared, pointing both his claws in her direction and eliciting a smirk for her.
Cruel, but I won't deny that that was mighty clever of you, though I wasn't aware that if you had any knowledge of classical compositions.
Celestial compositions?
Classic.
Oh my, wait, what?
Pathetic. That's not a classical. Yeah.
It's one of the many spellings of Tchaikovsky.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
It's
spelled a lot of ways.
I just know Rarity puts on Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony when she's having a creative meltdown.
Which, by the way, I would like to point out, how the hell did Tchaikovsky get into Equestria again?
What? I don't.
Because you're referring to human classical music.
Well, vinyl scratch.
Yeah, but if you really...
I don't know.
That's not the point, though. How the hell did a Russian composer from the late 19th century get in this fic?
Starswirl the Bearded.
Let's just move on.
Which wasn't today, thank goodness.
She sighed and returned the magnifying glass to her saddlebag and made off down the dirt road leading to Ponyville.
Nevertheless,
she went on after Spike had scuttled up alongside her.
Cross out musical accompaniment on the list and jot down a reminder to come back later to apologize to Fluttershy. I honestly don't think the lack of fanfare will be that big of a deal. They might end up being like me, preferring some good old progressive rock.
Oh my! Oh! Sorry, give me a minute. What the fuck?
Okay, so...
What the fuck?
So I read ahead a little bit. I read ahead a little bit, and I saw what he considers progressive rock. And he's not right when it comes to what progressive rock is. Progressive rock. Yeah, it's bands like Rush and Yes.
Oh, you want to know the best part? The author, I know that he happens to be... When he used to be on DeviantArt before he got delivered the banhammer, once for harassment and the other time for band dodging, by the way, he used to talk about rock all the time. He talked about Dream Theater.
Dream Theater is more of progressive metal.
Yeah.
I guess that's what.
And by the way, in his previous fic, because I snarked one of his older fics for the library, he had half of his characters named after rock bands. Like there was Uriah Heep for one, and then it was called Beyond Twilight after the band. He likes to name his shit after prog metal, or used to anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a difference between rock and metal, and that means there's a difference between progressive rock and progressive metal. It may seem hard to distinguish, but it's pretty easy to distinguish Dream Theater from, say, the style of Rush, because Dream Theater, you can even tell, because in Octavarium, there is actually screamed vocals.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Apparently they can't speak human, now we learned.
Oh, God. Yeah, let's go. Did you just read a line?
No,
yeah. That totally worked.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Put on pyro, whatever.
Pyroclastic Flow.
She interrupted.
A band that I don't like.
I've never heard of Pyroclastic Flow.
I think it's a play on some real band.
It's a play on pyroclastic flow, which is a kind of flow from a volcano.
That is incredibly deadly. It's actually one of the things that completely just mowed down the city of Pompeii.
Yes.
Well, then, apparently we want to die like Pompeii.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Okay. And I don't care what anybody says, Spike. Thespian Vendor is a musical genius. It's amazing how he collaces jazz with the otherworldly beauty of made-up language.
Okay, this is like if I were to make
the guest couldn't comprehend it.
This is like if I were to make a story and then put in, say, like Fluttershy saying she likes the band Avenged Sevenfold, and then saying they play like bubblegum pop.
And now I'm getting flashbacks to the Lyra Bonbon story that we read.
Yeah, but that one, at least the style of music was accurate to what he said it was.
Yeah, he's just hipster. Yeah,
mostly because nobody knew what it was. So he could have basically said anything, and he could have been right, because nobody really cared. But in this case, this is an actually, very traceable genre. It's not like the pinpoint genre.
Yeah. Well, this dude is extraordinarily full of shit. He once posted in a profile that he had an IQ of 200.
Wow, he doesn't know what 200 means.
Yeah.
IQ of negative 200.
He has an IQ of Jeb Bush.
Okay.
He has an IQ of 7.
Okay. Let's go on with the story.
I don't think he can function with that kind of an IQ.
On with the story!
Here we go.
He mumbled. The whole way back, she ratted on and on about her favorite band, how she knew most of the Kobe Bob language that Thespian created, and recalled the first concert she attended where she got to touch his impressively hairy leg.
He's a pony. He has hair all over his body. It's not that surprising.
Well, what I want to know is why there's a "that's what she said" in there. Twilight does not strike me as that kind of fangirl.
I mean, that's like saying, "Oh my God, I touched Slash's arm. I'm surprised to feel how much flesh he has."
Yeah.
Kobe Bob language. What the fuck?
Anyway,
it sounds like a bad kind of like Kobe. Like that sounds like a very bad kind of Kobe beef.
Yeah. Anyway, Spike certainly regretted making that jab now. But luckily for him, the verbal diarrhea was dammed up once they entered town again.
There's a bunch of cockadookie. Thanks, Celestia.
Spike thought.
Well, I hope you learned a thing or two, Spike.
So, wow. Twilight said in a more chipper tone, knowing she put him in his place. What?
Bitch. Now back to being lead organizer. What's next on the list? Yeah,
How
I
about
consulted you, asshole. Yeah.
how about not being a bitch? Anyway, off we. Without referring to the scroll in his clutches, he answered,
Food and drink.
Of course, off the Sugar Cube corridor, because I don't know anywhere else to get food from.
Yeah. They navigated their way through the hustle and bustle of the townsfolk, readily spotting the extravagant facade of Sugar Cube Corner, which rose in the midst of plainer shops that were currently vacant. The marketplace was the only place in town that didn't need any sprucing up. Everything else from the trees to the water fountains were dressed with bows and drapery. The instant they stepped into the bakery, they were hit by a melange. Wait, what? They were hit by a melange of sweet and savory aromas coating the air. Actually, let me look
That's not how
up.
smell works. I don't think that's a real word either.
No, it's a real word. It means a mixture, a medley.
Yeah, but that's not really being
Brony metal melange.
Also, am I the only one who hears melange and immediately thinks, dude, you're not on Arrakis?
No, I just think melange, and I think he thinks he's talking about really good cooking terms and doesn't know.
I think of.
I think he watched the Food Network once and thought that was a word.
I think
Oh my God.
I think of freaking ensemble, melange,
Yes.
accio, bum.
Bum ba-da-dum bum bum bum.
Here's your plate of deeks.
Yeah.
Gaudium
Anyway.
navigator.
Two large tables bookended the storefront, the space where the party would be held. On the right was an impressive display of pastries, salads, sandwiches, and refreshments, where they'll probably go bad before they get there, by the way. Opposite was reserved for the three guests of honor. Wait, weren't there only two originally?
I guess Celestial.
Probably. The three guests of honor draped with pink cloth and lined with teacups and plates. A clatter of hooves drew their attention to the kitchen entrance, where they saw a familiar orange freckled pony emerge. She greeted them with an amicable look, unable to say anything just yet since she was carrying a tray of freshly baked apple fritters in her mouth. She set it down on the counter and thereafter gave them a proper welcome.
Wait, she's not freckled.
I think this is Mrs. Cake?
Uh...
Oh wait, is this Mr. Cake?
Okay,
Mr. Cake, it's gender problems.
What?
If
Where?
it's Applejack, what the fuck?
Where?
Yeah, howdy. Yeah, that's supposed to be Applejack. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Wait.
pretty sure Mr. Cake doesn't use the term howdy ever.
Oh boy.
Howdy, Twilight. Howdy, Spike. Yeehaw.
Oh god.
Yay!
Nice. Hello again, AJ.
When does Twilight call her AJ?
Never.
That's what I thought. Twilight replied. She paused to breathe in the steam wafting from the fritters, sighing dreamily at the warm, zesty smell that greeted her senses.
That's not appropriate for sweet things.
Yeah, it's not. Unless you're talking about citrusy flavors, but this is an apple we're talking about.
Apples are not citrus.
There you go. Anyway.
Zesty. Good heavens, I can't believe how much you've finished in such a short period of time. Everything looks and smells delicious. Yes, I'm glad you guys had time to shut down the entire bakery for me.
Yeah. At this, Applejack's cheeks went scarlet and she began fidgeting with her hat.
Shucks, Twi. Cakes and me working the kitchen like a whale oil something.
Oh my god.
You're free to sample one if you like. Plenty to go around.
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure these guys know what machines are.
Like well-oiled Satan.
Oh god.
Oh no, that won't be necessary. I know anything produced here will be top-notch poison. Be sure to give Mr. and Mrs. Cake my regards, though. Can do. So how'd the business go over at Fluttershy? What the fuck?
I
Fluttershy.
think that's him trying to phoneticize Fluttershy.
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 Hey, you know what? At least he isn't having a black person use the massa colloquialism.
At least he has he isn't writing in Ebonics.
Yes. Anyway.
Not well, I'm afraid. Twilight.
That is Spike's line, actually.
Fuck.
Nero. Twilight destroyed their hopes.
Twilight destroyed their hopes and dreams in one fell swoop. Basically, she killed them all. I'm Batman.
No parents.
No comments.
I've seen it all before.
Matter-of-factly, which earned him a stern look from the unicorn.
Hail Satan.
I'll explain later.
Oh God. Okay, that needs to be.
By the way, what are the elements?
454.
Hail Satan.
Twilight said with a nervous titter. It was then she realized something was off about the bakery. It was much too quiet. Her deep purple eyes scanned the storefront for that certain pink resident, who she imagined would have been the first to greet her.
By the way, what happened to Pinky?
A party horn suddenly blared in close proximity, joined by a burst of confetti, causing both Pony and Dragon to leap upwards and yelp.
Well, shit.
I'm pretty sure she didn't yell that.
Gotcha!
Exclaimed Pinkie Pie, who started bouncing around them, a glittering party hat sprouting out from her poopy mane. Her pet alligator, Gummy, somehow stayed attached to her tail during all this jumping, fiddling around like some rag doll.
Pinky, were you hiding under the table this whole time?
Twilight asked after collecting her wits.
Nope, under the floorboard.
She answered.
I had nothing better to do at the time. Then I saw you guys walk in, and I figured I'd prank you. Well, nice to see you're keeping yourself busy, Pinky. Fuck you.
The snarky comment flew over the element of laughter's head, who maintained a delighted grin while saying,
"Oh, you can't imagine how excited I am. Want to know what's making me so excited? I hope it doesn't have to do with sampling all the food again before everyone's had a chance to touch it."
Oh my God! Why are you
in the
talking
naughty
about
places?
sugar highs?
Okay.
What a bitch! Like, this is the worst.
Really, right?
No, silly. It's guessing what our new neighbors are going to be. They're like toys at the bottom of a cereal box.
Wait, since when have there been cereal boxes in goddamn Equestria?
Since yesterday.
You never know what you're going to get.
Isn't that a box of chocolates too?
Yep. Except you don't need to eat all the cereal to get to them. Not that I ever did. Not that I ever did. Yeah,
Oh
I'm on crack. Maybe they're going to be ponies with 5 legs instead of 4.
Oh my
5 rope heads.
Oh my.
Or antelope that smell like cantaloupe. As long as they aren't a big griffin grumps like that Gilda. Not that I have a problem with griffins, but she was a total party pooper. And the last thing we need is to poop on our party.
I'll be perfectly willing to do that. Here, have my ass, Pinkie Pie.
That's uncomfortable for me.
Okay.
I eat ass.
Dart.
Gotta catch him. Oh.
Gotta catch that ass. Gotta catch that ass. Pokemon.
Sorry.
Darn tootin'.
Agreed, Applejack.
But you might want to tone it down a smidge once the guests come. I reckon they're gonna be awfully tired from their trips, so a little less bouncing, Pinky. At least until the party starts.
Pinkie froze mid-jump, dropped to the floor as gently as a feather, then plopped her rump down, ears drooping.
Aw, how about rolling? Is that okay? I suppose rolling's fine.
They see me rolling. They say 10.
And I have no privacy. Oh. The party pony's face lit up again.
Twilight is watching me.
The party pony's face lit up again, and she commenced with her rolling.
I wanna bowl with the gangsters.
The other three offered shrugs to one another, each thinking the same thing. Typical Pinkie. Except Pinkie Pie never really rolled on the ground, right?
Like a retard, no.
Yeah. Twilight then allowed Spike onto her back and cast open Sugar Cube's corner's doors with her magic.
Anyways, we'll be returning outside to check back with Rainbow Dash. She
said.
And to keep watch for the guests. Keep up the good work.
Applejack waved a hoof as they made their exit.
See y'all later.
Oh my god, they
See you
used
later,
y'all.
alligator. Right. Yeah.
Huh.
See you later, alligator. Oh, not you, Gilmy. Oh.
Said Pinkie, her shrill laughter sprinkled with snorts.
Her shrill laughter.
Yeah. Gummy just blinked slowly in reply. Back outside, Dash swooped down from out of nowhere as if on cue and gestured a salute while flapping in place.
Skies, cloud-free. What do you got next for me?
Twilight rubbed her chin. G-Money.
Oh. It didn't take long for her to spot a pair of...
No. Wait, that was mine. It didn't take long for her to spot a pair of teenage unicorns tangled up in some drapery and bickering among themselves. How they managed this, with their own levitation spells, in fact, was beyond her. Oh, wait, so it was beyond her how they managed to do it, and then the narration told us how. Someone doesn't know how to prose.
Obviously, he's not a pro.
Proser.
But Dash.
He's a proser.
Oh, bird!
If pro is the opposite, if con is the opposite of pro, then this isn't prose, this is cons.
Anyway.
Also, the opposite of constitution is prostitution, so...
Yeah, anyway.
Wow.
Nero. No. Sorry,
yeah,
that's G-Money.
That one's mine, yeah. Could you give Snips and Snails... Oh, of course it would be then. Could you go save Snips and Snails with their Decker disaster, please? They're over by Minuet's place. I guess that's Colgate.
Yeah, that's another name for Colgate.
Yeah, oh god. Yeah. And Duhad's probably in there snogging away. That's how Duhad is.
Yeah, snogging his Colgates.
Yep. Anyway.
That's why they were curled up. They were like peeping at her.
Oh god, I think we're gonna meet the guy soon, so let's get going.
On it.
Dash moaned and hovered off towards her next thrilling assignment with slumped shoulders and a furrowed brow. Without warning, the lead organizer reared up and kicked her forelegs, losing a girly squeal.
Oi!
Yelled Spike, lurching backwards, but clutching her mane just in time with his vacant hand.
You got a passenger aboard, you know. I'm betting it.
She dropped back to all fours and composed herself again.
Sorry. It's just everything's going so wonderfully. Sure, there's been a couple of missteps here and there. But nothing to throw a horseshoe into the plan. I can't wait to see the look on their faces when they arrive. They're all fleas.
Please tell me you're not going to sing about it.
Don't Batman hates musicals. Batman hates musicals. An unnatural thunder blared in the distance, sending the whole of Ponyville into a deep hush. It continued to rise in volume as the seconds passed. Twilight and the others stood rooted in place with galloping hearts and bated breath until an airborne object screamed past Sugar Cube Corner. The response from the townsfolk was, understandably, that of sheer terror. Screaming and babbling, they wove through the streets, taking shelter in whatever structure they laid eyes on first. Spike darted back into the sweet shop, calling from the doorway for Twilight to join him. Yet she held her ground, watching the anomaly swerve to the left over the outskirts of town, presumably to make another pass. In all her years, had never seen anything like it. Incomplete sentence. She found it both frightening and intriguing, for there was nothing she could compare it to. Sunlight glinted off its sparkling purple hull, suggesting a hull made purely from metal. What do you mean suggesting?
I guess you just, yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps it was an air shop of sorts. No, an airship couldn't stay aloft without a balloon, let alone travel at Pegasus-like velocity.
Air shop. Air shop.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, no, it decreased velocity as it approached again, coming to a complete halt and starting a vertical descent. The windows near Twilight rattled violently, along with the earth on which she stood, her mane and tail undulating in the wind like streaked flags. The last thing she witnessed was the intruder's wings sliding into its own body before she was abruptly yanked into Sugar Cube Corner.
Boom.
What awaited her inside was a stark contrast from before. All the lights in the storefront had been dimmed, and she met the gaze of several ponies, huddled in the corners under the tables or peeping over the counter, some shuddering, others whispering. Twilight felt Rainbow Dash's grasp loosen, and she was dropped gingerly to the floor. Her chest still beating with wild abandon, the unicorn wobbed upright and joined her friends at the window. Applejack was the first among them to speak.
Heavens to Betsy. Glad that terrible racket's over. My ears are all still ringing from that. Yeah.
Doesn't look so scary now that it's on the ground and quiet,
said Spike.
I mean, check out that frou-frou paint job.
Oh, God!
Purple with pink trim.
He threw up his hands and blew raspberry.
Please.
Oh,
what
God. The scientific mare. The scientific mare. Someone, dear God, in the comments, deconstruct that. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. The scientific mare propped her hooves onto the wooden frame and did her best to explain in lay pony's terms.
I can't say for sure, but I can conjecture it appears to be a machine that can transform from an airship to this wagon that we're seeing now. A wagon with abnormally large wheels, mind you.
Oh, God. Dash gulped.
Is it alive? Transports usually aren't.
Oh, my God! Twilight quipped with a smug look. Oh,
Guess
my...
she knows what it is. Judging from the doors and the shapes in the windows, it's safe to say that something's inside.
Was that? Yeah.
That's you.
Rarity.
Yes. That was the best
All the win! Blurted Spike. She raised an eyebrow.
I highly doubt Rarity is operating such a... No, Rarity... Oh, that's your line. Oh, that's actually not. It's still mine. Fuck me.
Yes.
No, Rarity can't for that thing there.
Applejack exclaimed, jabbing a hoof forward. Indeed, the white unicorn was trotting towards the frozen machine, humming a delightful little tune, as though the tumult prior had never even happened. Despite all the vehement waving and warnings they made behind the glass, they simply could not get Rarity's attention.
Good morning, and welcome to Ponyville.
Rarity announced with a polite bow.
I am Rarity, manager of Carousel Boutique, and I'm happy to make your acquaintance, whatever you might be.
Rarity leaned close to the pair of silver mounds protruding. I'm going to check Google real fast, actually.
That's not writing, it's protruding.
Yep, he spelled it wrong.
Yep, there's a lot of misspellings in this.
Yes. It's just the big words where you really notice it. Shit, where was I? Oh, yes, there. Protruding from the newcomer's front. That's what she said. Curious as to what purpose they served. She batted her thick eyelashes at her own reflection.
You made quite the debut, bitch.
Debut. T is silent at the end. The door on the right side flew open, and something titanic forced its way out, hitting the ground with a tremor. The ground with a tremor strong enough to knock Rarity off balance. Her pupils then shrunk once she saw what stood in her line of vision. 2 legs merging into a torso dressed in black clothing, the chest narrow yet bulky. Hanging from his wear arms as thick as tree... he also spelled Oh, never mind. Hanging from this were arms as thick as tree trunks, and ending in cobbled pincers, whose lavender hue clashed with the light green skin of the creature. Trembling, Rarity continued to guide her sights upwards until she made contact with its beady yellow cat-like eyes. The end of its mouth, not carved into a muzzle, but rather a flat surface beneath its sharp nose, rose from a dopey smile.
Oh boy, Nero.
Yellow.
It bellowed in a deep nasal voice.
What is this?
Rarity promptly toppled over, unable to take any more. Around the same time, a second creature popped out the opposite side, only half the height of the first, yet far more proportionate by contrast. Upon seeing the unconscious pony sprawled out below, it applied a scowl and folded its arms, which ended not with crustacean appendages, but rather hands. Oh my god, it's Sandra J. Talon!
Don't tell me you've already killed someone, Dad. We haven't even been here 10 minutes. I don't know,
said the other. Much to their surprise, a magenta bubble encased the pony's body. The newcomers watched her levitate off towards the nearby gingerbread structure, her limbs dangling freely.
She's inflating,
the father stupidly observed.
Inflating.
Oh my god. Twilight laid her fellow unicorn onto a pillow that Pinky brought down from her room, then returned her attention outside, deeply troubled from what she was witnessing. I think that's your line, G-Money.
Yeah, okay. That small one with the oversized crown on his head, he's human.
She murmured to no one in particular.
But no, that can't be right. Celestia wouldn't.
Dash scratched her head and said while flapping in place.
Huh? I thought humans were just fairy tales.
I think that's Applejack?
Yeah, that is. Y'all should be more worried about his partner there. Just look at the size of them arms. I bet you he could have uproot one of my apple trees, no sweat.
Pinky broke out of her uncharacteristic silence with a giggle and leapt atop the guest's table.
Oh, goody.
Oh God!
Oh, girls, did you already forget Sakura and how evil we thought she was and how unevil she turned out to be? There's just ponies who don't look like ponies. Come on, I'll show you. You've got nothing to fear. Oh, yeah, kill her, please. Stupid. Let's give them the super terrific pony whale welcome we were going to give them before we found out what they were. Yeah.
She bent her legs, preparing for her usual boundless springing. That's what she said. But caught herself with an
oopsies. Almost forgot.
And proceeded to roll out instead, off the table and out the doorway, and ruining all the apple fritters. The others, though still conscious at least, remained where they were for a few moments, exchanging first looks of uncertainty, and then of tacit agreement to follow their friend. Despite Pinky's silliness and oftentimes confusing nature, she had her moments of rationality, and they knew in this instance she was correct. The newcomers deserved a fair chance. Spike opted to stay at Rarity's side, however, to be there when she awoke again. Giggity, giggity.
Oh boy, here comes.
Oh wait, the green giant caught sight of them first.
Oh baby, here come the strippers.
He shouted, producing a tiny wallet and a long, constipated groan as he fought to open it.
Oh, come on, Claus, work. Guardian Leviosa.
Also, hi, Time Knight.
Time Knight.
By the way, I have to actually. So I shall be saying goodbye.
Aww.
Yeah,
wait,
because,
since Time Knight's here, we can do a swap.
He could gladly sub for me.
Okay.
If he's had some time.
Hey.
Which will make the video very funny, actually.
Yeah, well.
So all of a sudden, my deep voice turning into Time Knight. That's great. That sounds like a great movie.
Yes, indeed. I'm just gonna check something really fast. Time to get into the call, please.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Ensemble. Accio. Bum.
Oh boy.
Accio. Bum.
Oh, okay.
Accio.
Dang it. Actually, let's see how much more we.
Actually, no, please, no Accio shit.
Dang it. Oh well. I guess I'll go ahead and sub in for the main 6 then, because it doesn't look like Time Knight's gonna know how much time he's got to hang out. Anyway,
Yeah,
G-Money.
besides, after this, really the only one that has a lot of dialogue is Twilight. So.
Yeah, anyway. I guess we'll see you later, G-Money.
We'll do. For sure tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty. Take care, guys.
Alright, thanks.
Let's read.
It's been fun.
Yeah. See you, G-Money.
Indeed. Don't forget to feed your Satan.
Oh my god. Alright. Okay, let's continue, yeah? Okay. Come on, Claws, work. Suddenly, a pink pony's head erupted from one of the pockets, along with all the notes of currency that were stashed inside. She applied a huge bright smile and said, "Hi there!"
Jiminy Cricket.
In all caps, cried the creature, and threw his wallet to the ground. Ever the defier of physics, Pinkie Pie somehow materialized atop his head and began fidgeting with his 2 antennas. How did those... Well, okay.
You must have some pretty good TV reception.
Yeah. Sorry for scaring you. Anyways, welcome to Ponyville. My name's Pinkie Pie, and these are my friends. She pointed at each one as she called out their names. Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, and Applejack. There's also Rarity, but you already met her. And Fluttershy wasn't able to make it. So figure out, please. Oh my god.
Why aren't you stripping for me, woman?
Oh my god. She asked, seemingly ignoring everything she just said.
Oh well, that's alright. I still need to find my penis anyways.
Oh my god.
I've got claws, you know. So it's hi, Time Knight.
Oh hey, Time Knight.
Wingardium Leviosa.
First thing I heard was I still have to find my penis.
I've got claws, you know, so it's hard for me to take a piss. I probably snipped
Time
it
Knight, do you have
off
the doc?
again.
Yeah, okay. I'll be here for just a couple of minutes. Just gonna hang out for a little bit.
So go ahead. Okay.
I probably snipped it off again and it's rolling around the car floor like a pencil going bing, bing, bing.
Why would you take a piss in the car?
Accio, a penis.
So, what's your name? Dash interjected before the conversation got any more awkward.
Hamfu.
Hamfu, huh? That's a funny name. Where'd you come from?
Well, little boy.
The Pegasus frowned at this.
I come from outer space, from the planet called Hamfu.
Oh god, this guy. Let's just say that for whatever reason, this guy had daddy issues, and they manifested in this shitty-ass character that is Hamfu.
Hamfu.
Yeah.
Accio. Spell check. Okay.
Yeah. You're from space? Applejack murmured, and her face went aglow with childlike wonder. Golly! I always wondered if there was life beyond the moon.
My living underwater for hundreds of years has made my eyeballs pop out. 'Cause there ain't nothing there but water, water, and more water. And fish.
So, Ryan, thanks for all the fish.
Then I heard about this place called Earth, and how it was the bee's knees. So I transplanted myself into the United Human Settlements, where I settled in everything just fine when Wingardium Leviosa. It had everything I ever wanted. shows on the booby tube that don't require me to think too much.
Oh my god.
Cameras that watch me, and I watch them back, and food so good it will be illegal in foreign countries, ensemble. Speaking of foreigners, those fucking ornamentals make everything now.
Oh,
I remember
God.
the days when white people actually made things like ensembles.
Oh god. Yep, see? Those are the daddy issues showing up.
Okay. I'm so
Him?
confused.
You know what? Don't even bother questioning it.
Just be glad you weren't here for the first story.
Yes.
But
You would have been totally confused.
Oh, you'll figure it out when you hear the video.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like fun.
Oh boy, yeah. Hanfu paused, and the ponies endured a long interval in which he stood there with a blank expression, like his train of thought had derailed itself.
Oh, yeah.
He finally said, "Oh
That
god."
old beater back there is my monster truck, Nipple Magician. Say hello, Nipple Magician.
The vehicle loosed a wing honk. Oh my god. You know, I encountered the name Nipple Magician in some of his other stuff. I still think it's one of the stupidest names ever.
How do you even come up with that? It's like he was watching the most obscure pornographic movies possible.
I know, right? The vehicle loosed a wing honk. So it is alive! Exclaimed Dash. She flew up to Nipple Magician and gently knocked on his bulbous front end, which replied with a metallic pang. And I guess these jokes make more sense now.
Be careful where you touch him,
warned the alien.
You don't want to see a monster truck when he's hot and bothered.
Wait, what?
It's one of those.
He might try to mount you. Wingardium Leviosa, Accio bum.
I'm gonna be right back.
Accio, monster truck tits. Accio.
You okay?
Accio.
You okay?
Hair.
Hair.
Accio.
You okay?
Accio. Hair.
God!
You wanna like
over the floor!
You okay?
Accio.
Holy
hair.
shit!
You're gonna need to you want to get like some like Pepto-Bismol or
No!
some saltines.
Some bleach.
No!
Heat thinner.
A monster truck sucking a pony!
Only
Code
on
number
Fanfiction.
455!
Oh god. Rule 34 strikes again.
Curse you.
Mother of fuck tits!
That's what the monster truck would do.
You know,
the winged pony bit her lip and slowly backed away, much to Hanfu's amusement. He produced a hearty staccato laugh and clapped his belly while doing so. And his mirth disappeared once he extended a claw towards the human standing across from him.
And this is my son.
He said in a nonchalant tone.
oh God,
He is also named Nipple Magician.
Wait till you see his name. With that, his arm fell back to his side. His audience continued to wait for the name reveal and perhaps an explanation as to why an alien had a human son. Yet the silence seemed to be a segue to nowhere. They figured it might have been another lapse in brain activity, or there might have been animosity between the two. The human never gave them an answer either. His arms were laced across his chest, and his pinkish white visage was etched with clear annoyance. Of course, they could see why he looked that way, considering the lack of personal space a certain unicorn had granted him. Twilight had been circling him the entire time, immersed in anatomical study, so he's dead. Poking, prodding, treating him more like a test subject than an esteemed guest and neighbor.
Turn your head and cough.
Yeah. When her investigation traveled down to his nether region, he shed a fierce glare and growled.
Yeah, I'm a dude.
Really now? I wouldn't have guessed, Twilight retorted with a smirk. What are you, some sort of human royalty?
I suppose you could say that.
he said, roughing the frills spouting from his purple tuxedo.
I'm Kaiser Scott, the Emperor.
I'm sorry, that'll never cease to be hilarious. He placed his gloved hands on his hips and gazed off into the distance, basking in his shameless pomposity.
Awesome. And you? Well, at least he doesn't speak for the pompatus of love.
Oh, God. You didn't finish your line,
Are
Nero.
you another pony princess?
No, but I am a student and a librarian. What's your business here in Equestria? Wasn't your previous home good enough for you?
Hey, it wasn't my idea to come here, Toots. Dad moved here to be closer to his girlfriend. I'm just tagging along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Twilight cocked her head to the side. Girlfriend?
My girlfriend.
Hanfu ejaculated.
Oh, Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh my
Word
God!
choice.
I think
Word
that was
choice.
the weirdest thing I've said today.
Word.
What?
I
Hanfu
almost-
ejaculated.
Phrasing master.
Oh my
Phrasing.
God!
Wait, so he ejaculated his girlfriend out of him?
Oh my God!
I almost forgot. Where is she?
Closer than you might expect, came a familiar motherly voice. Princess Celestia! The girls cried in unison. They had forgotten all about her scheduled visit. She approached the party in an unhurried and elegant manner, her impressive wings drawn, sunlight playing across her golden crown and chest piece. Her royal chariot... Wait. That dude... What? That dude who was going on about strippers and being racist towards the Chinese is Celestia's boyfriend. I can see this ending well.
What a pair.
Ensemble.
Yeah.
Celestia, where's your stripper ensemble?
Her royal chariot sat over yonder, ranged by 4 white Pegasus guards. Hello, every pony, she said, considering all of her subjects with a genuinely warm smile. So happy to see you all again. Scott afforded a limp wave, whereas Hanfu dropped Pinkie Pie, who he'd been holding under his arm like a sleeping bag, and scooped up the alicorn in a tight embrace. For the little gasp she made, she was most certainly caught off guard, but he returned the gesture with an affectionate nuzzle and a pat of her wing. Oh, God. The part of Princess Celestia shall not be played by Princess Molestia, which means that the part of Hanfu will be played by Time Knight.
No, the part of Hanfu will still be played by Harry Potter.
Dear God.
As much as Princess Molestia does own Time Knight as a sex toy, Hanfu is actually
sorry, gotta go now.
Yeah, Hanfu is actually consensual in the matter. So
yeah,
because he is consented, he's consented to being Princess Molestia's girlfriend. Time Knight is just her personal, you know.
Also, Time Knight just left.
God, him Leviosa. Accio, Time Knight.
Anyway.
Okay.
The other ponies went slack-jawed, though it wasn't from Hanfu's somewhat undignified treatment, nor how much he towered over the princess, who was freakishly tall in her own right, but the implications of before finally registered with them. This guy's your guy? Sputtered Dash. Indeed he is, Celestia replied after Hanfu released her. I met him a year ago during an overseas expedition, and was immediately smitten by how charming he was. He will be returning with me to Canterlot, while you, Scott, you wish to stay here in Ponyville. Is that correct?
Yeah, totally, dude. Like, totally gnarly and tubular and shit.
That's not what it says.
I know.
Say what it actually says.
Yepers, dude.
In that case, let's stop at one of the vacant homes later and see which one is to your liking. Wow, it sounds so stupid with that voice.
I can hardly wait,
Scott said with a devious flash of his monocle. Twilight's heart plummeted.
Indubitably, dude.
Yeah, something she hoped never to experience again when seeing her mentor. If Andrew is the princess's fiancé, that means there might be a wedding, she thought. And if there's a wedding, that means this human will become her son-in-law, and Andrew will be equestrian. She had to take action now. Princess, can I talk to you in private? Of course you may. Please excuse us for a moment, Celestia said, and followed Twilight towards Sugar Cube Corner, a short distance from where Nipple Magician was parked. What's on your mind, child? The smaller pony inhaled sharply, stealing her resolve. I don't think marrying Hanford would be the wisest of decisions, she finally stated. I mean, no offense, but don't you think it'd be a tiny bit awkward having him as your husband, let alone the Prince of Equestria? And moreover, I don't trust that Kaiser guy in the slightest. Actually, Twilight has just become my favorite character.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does make sense. Especially considering Kaiser talks like a bratty teenager, but he looks like a Brit.
It's funny, actually. He talks like a bratty teenager, and in real life, and he's older than me.
Dear God.
Yes. Weep for humanity. Anyway, as expected, disappointment spread over the princess's face. She opened her mouth to speak, but Twilight cut her off before she could do so. Why would you need a suitor anyways? Why now of all times?
Because I'm horny.
To be fair, that would be the only time that this would make sense. I understand your concerns, Twilight, but ultimately it's my decision to make. Being a princess doesn't mean I'm empty of emotions and wants. Well, no shit. Wow.
In other words, that is the actual reason, is she's just horny.
Oh, God. But Twilight pressed on, desperate to make Princess Celestia see things in a more rational light. Even then, I read what humans did to both Pony and Griffin kind a long time ago. You banished them for good reason. Those kinds of atrocities should not be forgiven.
Okay, wait. Assuming that that Princess Celestia doesn't function like a horse from the real world, and she actually does work on an ovulation schedule, she would no longer be able to have kids because she would be long out of viable eggs by now, so at least there's going to be no human pony or alien pony hybrids out of this.
Oh my gosh. What I'm wondering is just like, okay, we just got this really heavy plot element all of a sudden, and then there's a monster truck, there's a sentient monster truck that can turn into an airplane named Nipple Magician.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes just like raisins. Have a stroke of its mane. It turns into a plane.
You're missing the point. First of all, that's the wrong song.
And then it turns into a monster truck and grows breasts out of its front, apparently.
Anyway, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. Is
like tits on the front of a monster truck.
Anyway, I will not deny they've made mistakes in the past, nor is their present society flawless. From Farid, in fact, their Archon, Richard Winthorpe, can be a suspicious character at times, but I'm letting bygones be bygones. Everyone deserves a second chance after all, and shouldn't be judged by their cover, or their past. You of all ponies should know this. She leaned closer to Twilight and placed a hoof on her cheek, giving her a smile of understanding.
Wait, did my Accio Time Knight actually work?
You summoned me?
Wait, what?
I right after he left, I went, Accio, Time Knight, and now you're back.
Yeah,
oh my God!
I had to go do something real quick, so...
Anyway. She leaned closer to Twilight and placed a hoof on her cheek, giving her a smile of understanding. Do you remember what I wrote to you in that letter? Nothing about humans, aliens, and sentient vehicles, that's for sure!
Especially not about sentient vehicles named Nipple Magician.
That can fuck ponies.
Dear God.
Oh, sorry.
Rule 34 is
But
of
more
both the
importantly,
blessing
I
and the
said not to
curse.
worry too much. I wasn't solely referring to the preparations, my dear. Just give it a chance. Celestia shot her a wink before stepping away to rejoin the others. Twilight chose not to follow her. Instead, she heaved a sigh and dropped her head, having no choice but to concede. Having no choice now but to concede. Although the skeptic in her remained unconvinced and unsatisfied. Her teacher had been right on many accounts, yes, but she was still just a pony and by no means faultless. Her brother's wedding was the perfect example, where everyone mistook Queen Chrysalis as the real Princess Cadence, because she was disguised as the real Princess Cadence. Ugh. But at least she at least saw the signs of something being asunder.
By the way, go on.
At least she saw the signs of something being asunder. I don't actually. Let me check Uncle Google real fast.
I don't think anyone saw it except for Twilight.
Adverb. It's an adverb.
Asunder is an adverb?
Yes. Also an archaic adverb.
Well, I think I could guess that by the fact that it's asunder and it's an adverb.
Being used as a verb.
It sounds like it would be a verb if it were a more modern-ish word.
And I think the thing I've seen that show up in Shakespeare, which just and then there's also stuff like the phrase being torn asunder. But something being asunder, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Well, the black person was very breast-like. Anyway, by the way, do you have a booby tube back at your castle?
She heard Hampu say.
I think the toilet whisperer might be on Wingardium Leviosa ensemble.
Excuse me for a second.
Ow!
How Shining Armor would react to this new development, she could only imagine. And that's the end of the chapter.
It's too bad we never get to figure out what happens to Nipple Magician.
Well, he said he was writing up a second chapter, but knowing this author, he actually deleted the fic before he got to it because nobody left any reviews.
Yeah, I mean, I followed the story, but apparently that wasn't good enough for him.
Nope, he wants people to tell him how awesome he is, because he's an attention whore. And, funny story, he's actually willing to terrorize he was willing to terrorize entire fandoms over 2-week stretches with spam accounts that actually are really negative. And I first encountered him in 2009, right? To this day, all of the sock puppet accounts he created to terrorize the Kung Fu Panda fandom still comprise half of my block list on fanfiction.net.
Jesus.
Yeah, he had 9 goddamn sock puppet accounts.
What does he have against the Kung Fu Panda fandom?
Parents, apparently.
Okay, I don't want to get into that then.
Akio, Bleach.
Anyway. Well, guys, I guess that does it for this episode of Let's Read.
Bye, guys.
Let's read.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye!